With 96 days to go until Election Day, the Democratic Party today began its virtual roll call in which delegates vote electronically for their choice in their party's presidential nomination. And we are now finally starting to see what the change at the top of the ticket is doing in the polls. In a new Economist poll of registered voters, Kamala Harris beats Donald Trump within the margin of error, 46% to Trump's 44%.
The 2024 presidential race, a battle for the ages. On one side, the controversial, resilient, and relentless Donald Trump.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman.
I respect either one. I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't.
On the other, the dynamic, trailblazing Vice President Kamala Harris.
Well, Donald, I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say, say it to my face.
In an unprecedented turn of events, Vice President Kamala Harris has launched her campaign at warp speed, shaking up the 2024 race and giving Democrats newfound hope of preventing a second Trump presidency.
On a day where history has been made, the Harris campaign announcing today that the vice president has secured the Democratic presidential nomination, making her the first black woman to be at the top of the ticket for a major party as presidential nominee.
With memes exploding across social media, Harris has ignited a fire within the Democratic Party.
Now remember, Kamala Harris only entered the presidential race at the top of the ticket in the third week of July. And the Harris campaign still raised a record-shattering $310 million.
But standing in her way is Donald Trump.
Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible.
A man who has not only survived an assassination attempt, but continues to rally his base with fervor.
No matter where we go, we have the most incredible people. After lying to the country for years about Joe Biden's mental and physical condition, Kamala is now being given a personality makeover. Don't forget, 4 weeks ago, she was like considered the worst. Not smart, terrible, the worst vice president in history.
The polls show a tight race, with Trump and Harris neck and neck, each commanding fervent support from their bases.
Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk.
Harris's campaign has reinvigorated key Democratic demographics. Younger voters, women, and people of color are rallying behind her in unprecedented numbers.
And you can't understand the struggles of gun violence if you're not in the field or in the heart of it. So one thing I learned about working with Vice President Harris is she always stand on business.
Her message of defending reproductive rights, rejecting trickle-down economics, and standing up for democratic values resonates deeply with these groups.
And in the two polls combined, she's ahead in at least one of them, in Nevada and Arizona and Michigan and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, and she's close in Georgia and North Carolina. And so the map has gotten much better for us. The national polling has gotten better, the map's gotten better. And in that Republican poll that was released today, she's ahead in Pennsylvania by 3 points.
As the Democratic National Convention approaches, the anticipation of a Harris-Trump debate grows.
Donald Trump spoke at the annual meeting of the National Association of Black Journalists. And it was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect.
Harris has already committed to the September 10th debate, promising to show the stark contrast between her and Trump.
So many of you have been asking me about the debate, and I'll tell you, I'm ready to debate Donald Trump. I have agreed to the previously agreed upon September 10th debate. He agreed to that previously. Now it appears he's backpedaling, but I'm ready.
Trump, however, remains non-committal, adding to the suspense of what could be one of the most watched political events in history.
Breaking news overnight, former president and GOP nominee Donald Trump announces he is ready to go head-to-head with Vice President Kamala Harris. But this doesn't mean it's set in stone.
This race is more than just a political contest. It's a battle for the soul of America.
I think they'll walk all over her. She'll be so easy for them. She'll be like a play toy. They look at her and they say, we can't believe we got so lucky.
Harris aims to expand the Democratic map, targeting not just the blue wall states, but also Sunbelt battlegrounds.
These extremists want to take us back, but we are not going back. We are not going back.
Her prosecutorial background and forceful demeanor make her a formidable opponent, capable of taking on Trump in a head-to-head showdown.
I was elected vice president. Before I was elected United States Senator, I was elected Attorney General of the state of California, and I was a courtroom prosecutor before then. And in those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
Harris must navigate the pitfalls that marred her early vice presidency and unite the factions within the Democratic Party. Meanwhile, Trump will continue to leverage his charisma and relentless campaigning to maintain his edge.
Live television. Live television. And he threw out the F-bomb. He said, there is no way we will ever pay for that. And then it was the F-bomb wall.
As the race to the White House intensifies, one thing is certain. The battle between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris will be a clash of titans. Who will emerge victorious? The stage is set for an epic showdown,